If squats hurt your knees, you're not alone. In my years of clinical practice, this is perhaps the single most common complaint I hear from patients who have crossed the threshold of 60. You've likely been told that squats are the king of exercises, the gold standard for longevity and lower body strength. But when every repetition feels like glass grinding in your joints, that advice feels less like a prescription for health and more like a sentence for suffering. Many of my patients respond to this pain by simply stopping. They stop squatting, then they stop lunging, and eventually they stop moving in any way that challenges their lower body. But here is the medical reality you must understand. Avoiding movement because of discomfort actually weakens the knees more over time. When we stop utilizing the muscles that support the knee joint, specifically the quadriceps, hamstrings, and glutes, the joint itself is forced to take on more of the load of your daily life. Walking up a flight of stairs or getting out of a car becomes a mechanical nightmare because the shocks of your body, your muscles, have effectively gone offline. Today, I want to change your perspective. We're going to build stronger knees without the agonizing deep squats that have failed you in the past. We're going to focus on a pain-free range and scientific progression. Before we dive into the movements, let's talk about why your knees hurt and why we aren't going to ignore it. As we age, the cartilage that cushions the bones, the meniscus and the articular cartilage, can thin. This is often referred to as wear and tear, but I prefer to look at it as a change in the joint's load-bearing capacity. The goal of our session today isn't to fix the cartilage through magic. It is to build a muscular sleeve around the joint so robust that the bones barely feel the weight of your body. We're going to lubricate the joint through movement, which stimulates the production of synovial fluid, the body's natural WD-40. The first exercise we will implement is the seated leg extension hold. This is the foundation of knee rehabilitation because it allows us to isolate the quadriceps muscle without placing any compressive force on the knee joint itself. Most knee pain occurs when the joint is under load while bent. By sitting in a sturdy chair, we eliminate that load. Sit back with your spine tall and your feet flat on the floor. Slowly extend one leg out in front of you until it is completely straight. Now, here is the clinical secret. Flex your toes back toward your shin and squeeze the muscle on top of your thigh, your quadriceps, as hard as you can. Hold this contraction for 10 full seconds. You should feel a slight quiver in the muscle. This is called isometric loading. We're telling the nervous system to fire those muscle fibers without grinding the joint surfaces together. After 10 seconds, slowly lower the foot back to the ground. I want you to perform 10 repetitions on each leg. By the end of the set, your thighs should feel warm. This warmth is increased blood flow, bringing oxygen and nutrients to the tendons surrounding the knee. This is the first step in reclaiming your stability. Once we have woken up the quadriceps, we need to address functional balance and the back of the leg. This leads us to our second exercise, the step back supported tap. For this, I want you to stand next to a kitchen counter or the back of a heavy sofa for support. Lightly place your hands on the surface, not to lean on it, but for balance. Stand tall with your feet hip-width apart. Take one foot and slide it back about 12 inches, lightly tapping your toe on the floor, and then immediately bring it back to the starting position. The beauty of a step back tap is that it works the posterior chain, your glutes and hamstrings, while the standing knee remains in a very shallow, safe angle. As you tap back, focus on keeping the weight in the heel of your front foot. This ensures that the glutes are doing the heavy lifting, not the knee cap. If you feel any sharp pain, make the steps smaller. We're looking for a pain-free range. Even a 3-inch step back is a victory if it is performed with control. Over several weeks, as your confidence grows, that 3-inch step will naturally become a 6-inch step. You're teaching your brain that movement is safe again. Perform 15 taps on each leg, focusing on a slow, rhythmic tempo. Finally, we are going to reintroduce the mechanics of a squat, but in a way that is controlled and restricted. This is the mini partial squat with chair. I want you to stand about 6 inches in front of chair, facing away from it, as if you were about to sit down. Place your feet slightly wider than shoulder width and turn your toes out just a few degrees. This opening of the hips creates more space in the knee joint. Instead of sitting all the way down, I want you to lower your hips only 3 to 4 inches. Imagine there is a fragile egg on the seat of the chair, and you're just barely going to touch it with your tailbone before standing back up. Use the back of another chair or a counter in front of you for hand support if you feel unsteady. The key here is the mini range of motion. We are staying in the top 30% of the movement, which is typically the range where the knee is most stable and least prone to crepitus or that clicking and popping sound. As you perform these mini squats, keep your chest proud and your weight distributed through your midfoot and heels. Do not let your knees cave inward. Push them outward slightly so they stay aligned over your second toe. This alignment is crucial for distributing the force evenly across the joint. If you can only go down 2 inches without pain, then 2 inches is your perfect depth for today. Strength is built in the absence of inflammation. If we push into sharp pain, the body responds by shutting down the muscle to protect the joint, which defeats our entire purpose. Perform 3 sets of 10 repetitions, resting for 1 minute between sets. As a doctor, I cannot stress enough the importance of consistency over intensity. You do not need to do these exercises for an hour. In fact, 15 minutes a day is the therapeutic sweet spot. Your knees did not become weak overnight, and they will not become bulletproof overnight. However, within 2 to 3 weeks of performing these 3 specific movements, you will notice something remarkable. The stiffness you feel when you first wake up will begin to dissipate. The hesitation you feel when stepping off a curb will start to fade. Remember, motion is lotion. Exercises like the seated leg extension, step back tap, and mini squat give your joints the movement they need without unnecessary stress. You're not old. You simply need a smarter strategy. Listen to your body, stay within a pain-free range, and keep moving. If you'd like to keep strengthening your legs and protecting your joints, watch the next video on your screen now.